Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saeed. I am your host Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight. We do apologize for that little cutting and cut out, but nevertheless, we are here live from our studio in Caroni Savannah Road in Shoguners. You are viewing us on Synergy Network, which we do send a link for them in their studio so it could broadcast publicly, local and regional. Remember, we are live on Facebook. So what we need you to do is to go onto your Facebook account, your social media platform, type in Real Talk with Saieed Ali. When it pops up, just like it and share it. Let the 5,000 contacts on your Facebook account like it and share it also. Encourage them to share it, viewers. We want to reach as much people, local and international, as possible. Same thing with YouTube. We are on YouTube. Subscribe to TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live, viewers. Let me tell you something. The #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago and the third best news forecast, where we bring news to you in a different way. In a different way, we bring news to you. This is the only, I should say, news forecast from 7 to 8 p.m. allow you to interact with us and the world. So viewers, we do things different here at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. You know, we have upgraded, we're moving up. It's been 4 years I'm on the network. And we are getting things done in Trinidad and Tobago only because of you. So continue telling people about Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share our page. Just remember on our Real Talk with Saieed Ali page and our Real Talk Group of Company page, there is a survey that Real Talk is doing for the purpose of the credit union. It is important to us, viewers, that you go onto the Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. It is important that you go to the Real Talk Group of Company page and just fill out the survey. And it's the purpose of that, viewers, is to hear your response. Now, the survey that we are conducting: why were you denied a loan at a financial institution? Why? So, you know, give us all the info that you need, that the form requires, and fill it out, giving us access to your information. And I want to assure you that it remains private. Your name, your contact, the purpose you were denied your loan is not going into the public domain. It is a survey that Real Talk Group of Company is doing. So when you hear the credit union come on stream, viewers, it will be able to assist you. Hence the reason why I am telling you this. So just go up onto the Real Talk with Saieed Ali page and just do the survey for us, please. Onto the Real Talk Group of Company page and just do the survey. Now, just tell Jovel to just go up on the pages and make sure the survey pinned to the top now, and the Real Talk with Saieed Ali and the Real Talk Group of Company page. So viewers, just do it for us. I mean, everybody would like to have a loan. Everybody would like to get access to a loan to do some sort of business with extra money. So the survey that is being conducted by Real Talk Group of Company, it is for Real Talk Credit Union. We are in the process. We are about 90% complete with the paperwork and some training and the execution of everything. Almost 90% complete, viewers. The survey is needed. I need you to tell me why you were denied a loan at your financial institution. You see, when you do this survey and you do it online, it gives us a feedback of why you were denied. And now the credit union, we want to be able to assist you. Now everybody will have a different denial from their financial institute. But we want to be able to meet it and match it. We want to be able to give you the authorization to have a loan. Even though some other bank or credit union might blank you, we want to be able to help you. Hence the reason why Saeed is pushing to get the Real Talk Credit Union up and running. We have already completed 90% of the process. And we need you to fill out the survey, the online survey. So please help us so we can help you. Remember, viewers, I am a licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for loan, you have a security, you have a car, you have house, you have land, you're looking for money, some short-term money borrow is not a problem. Contact my office 2386716 or 3391670. Viewers, you could also make an application for a loan in our South office. It is a South office. They don't grant the loan down there, but you could go, you could apply, fill in an application, you understand, with all your documents and collateral, wherever it is. It will be forwarded to our central office in Shogunas, and we will go through the documents. I am a licensed money lender. FIU can't come, the police can't come, central bank can't come and play the hamper inside. I am a licensed money lender. I keep saying it. Hence the reason why I do it publicly, because everything I do is above board. So I must say a special good night to you again. And remember, you can call in our program 2386716 to voice your concern. There's a repeat of this program the next day. Now, viewers, we will not have any live show on Monday coming, because Monday will be the first, Monday will be the holiday, the Indian arrival holiday, on the 30th of May. So I'm saying from now we won't have any live show, but we will have our rerun from 11:30 to 12:30. Remember, viewers, Realtor Group of Company put up the Porsche there. We have our repossessed Porsche. It is now doing 27,000 kilos. Let me tell you something. This Porsche has been modified. There's a carbon fiber kit around this Porsche. Now, it is a repossessed vehicle. As much as the fanciness it have, it is a repossessed vehicle, viewers. Individual borrowed money and couldn't pay, so we had no other choice but to repossess the vehicle. But nevertheless, it is doing 27,000 kilos. Those of you interested in a Porsche, come down to Realtor Group of Company office on Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. 2386716 or 3391670 is the number. So as we start off our program tonight, caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Gandhi man here.
Welcome, Gandhi.
Yes. Concerning the list I had put up with the bad pig.
Yes, yes.
I don't really want anything from them. Could you come and collect that money? Let me support your program.
Call me tomorrow and we'll talk.
At same number?
33916. Or the process that were in place for adults are the same for children, with each health center under the northeast centers in the north, in the east, in the central and south regional health authority will be open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. with no appointment required. Thomas stated that will continue to encourage persons to take advantage of this opportunity. So viewers, it is up to you to allow your children to get this vaccine. Nobody's hampering you, nobody's stopping you. You could walk in without an appointment and they can get the shot or the booster shot. Moving along, hundreds of public sector workers showed their strength and solidarity in a march today by unanimously rejecting the Chief Personnel Officer 2% wage increase offer for the bargaining period 2014 to 2021. This after the National Trade Union Center, NACTUC, issued a call to all workers and others to join the march, which started at 9 a.m. this morning at Memorial Park in Port of Spain and ended at the Ministry of Finance Towers on Independence Square. Present at the march was Joint Trade Union Movement, JTUM, led by Oilfield Workers Trade Union, the OWTU, President General Ansel Roger, President of the Industrial General and Sanitation Workers Union, Robert Benaker, and OWTU Chief Education and Research Officer, Ozzy Warwick, also came out in support of the march. So viewers, I will tell you something. When you're marching in Trinidad and Tobago, you just cannot go for one day. And I want the vast majority of public servants to understand is not just going out and marching. It's a protest. It is a demand. Now, in order to get the attention of the government, You need to go out and protest 1, 2, 3, or 4 days. You need to shut down the entire country. The entire country needs to be shut down in order for the government to understand that, hey, the public servants need business. The opposition is supposed to be supporting this march throughout Trinidad and Tobago. That is their job, to support the people and for the people to support them. No. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that unless it borrows vast sum of money, the government will not be able to afford the salary increase being sought by the trade union representing public servants. He stated that an increase 4% or 2% for each of the 2 collective bargain period would cost the country $3.6 billion in back pay and an additional annual cost of $1.4 billion to pay public servants' salary, which can plunge TNT into debt. Into a debit. Now listen this, viewers. The cabinet took a decision. I want a little reflect back a little bit. This was not brought upon by the people, you know. The cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago took a decision to increase gasoline. I want a little understand something. They did not communicate with the petroleum dealers, you know. No, they did not do that. The cabinet took a decision to increase the price of gas in Trinidad and Tobago. So naturally, when gas goes up, everything goes up. I want you to understand something. Now, staying on the gas topic. Barbados. No, the cabinet took a decision to increase the price of gas based on the war going on with Ukraine and Russia. That is what they say. Based on the war going on with Ukraine and Russia, they had to raise the gas price. I don't see why. But listen this. The Miyamoto cabinet in Barbados, they mentioned the war, but they reduced the gas price. Same war going on in Ukraine and Russia, but Barbadians, their cabinet, they reduced the gas price. So what war Trinidad cabinet talking about? Oh, hold on, don't get tied up, don't get tied up. Don't get up your seat. Guyana followed closely after Barbados reduced their gas. Now in Guyana, because of the war going on with Ukraine and Iraq, they decided to remove the VAT. So their gasoline is cheaper. Barbados is cheaper, but we dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago, who formed the cabinet, they said because of the war in Ukraine and Russia, we have no other choice but to raise the gas price. Now that the country is protesting, now that the public servants is protesting for a wage increase from 2014. Hold on. I get it right. I don't want to make a mistake. From 2014 to 2021, the Prime Minister bawling, oh, they had to borrow money, and they had to get this, and they had to get that. Prime Minister, what do you expect? Your cabinet took a vast decision to raise the gas price. Now, when the people start protesting, oh, let's study now, let's borrow money, where all the money from the treasury? Where all the money gone from the pandemic? Huh? Where all the money gone? Huh? Let's talk now. You cannot say you borrow money from the treasury to buy vaccine because Allah took a big loan from China. You took a big loan from China to buy vaccine. Big non-disclosure agreement signed on that deal. In the pandemic, all give away money. All give away money. Ask Imbert how much, Imbert and the health minister, how much money they spend to do this building and do that building and do the other building when they could have simply used the damn hospital. Now you're balling Now you're balling now. You have to borrow money in order to pay the back pay. Huh? You balling, you have to borrow money to pay the back pay now. You had to borrow $3.6 billion to pay back pay, and then you go run an annual cost of $1.4 billion. Where all the money gone? Stuart Young saying Trinidad and Tobago will be able to assist the region with oil and gas. All you come talk now, man, I'm listening. I want to hear what nonsense all you coming with. I'm listening. I'm going to tell you something. All you could mama guy the public because all you holding a high office, and the public, anything you give them to eat, they're swallowing it. Not Saieed, you know. Not Saieed. Because when the people swallow something, all I give to them, I will let them know, hey, that poison, vomit it out back. Let me tell you something. All I get somebody to challenge all you know. Because if UNC are challenging all you, and UNC are climbing up all your ladder, Saieed climbing, you know. All you will be protected under the parliamentarian privilege. But when I come on my set here, let me tell you something. Facts is facts, you know. S is S, and A is A. The question was, according to the Prime Minister, is the sustainability, he questioned. Do you see the money in the treasury at this time? Or listen to this.
Do you see that money in the treasury in Trinidad and Tobago at this time? Do you see the Minister of Finance in Trinidad and Tobago being able to find that money on a monthly basis to make sure that you with jobs get paid at the end of the month?
Hello here. If we see the money, in the pandemic, they're giving away money. They're giving away money. Where the $1 billion are collected from OAS? Trinidad, all you forget. All you forget. How much money did Trinidad and Tobago collected in the last 3 years? Stuart said we had to close down the refinery. Prime Minister said we had to close it down because there wasn't getting enough production. Stuart Young come and tell us $650 million was spent to buy crude. But they may come and tell me how much $1 billion Heritage Petroleum spending for gas. They may go tell all you that. They tell all you what they're spending, but they may say what they're making. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. When you hear the government, or let me rephrase this. When Petrotrin or the refinery spends $650 million to get crude in Trinidad and Tobago, or oil as we would say, we get 5 or 6 different components when you crack oil. So if you pay $650 million for this crude here, when you crack this crude and you refine this crude, you're getting about 5 or 6 different products. And when you sell these products, what you getting? What you getting? You're getting your capital back here. You're getting 4 or 5 times the amount of money that you're making. When you're trying to tell me about maths, as an accountant. Huh? What you're trying to tell me about maths? You're trying to tell me they're spending $650 million to buy it. You're buying one product. One product you're buying. And when you refine that product, or we should say crack that product, you're getting about 5 or 6 different products, and each product selling at a cost. That when you take out a percentage of the 5 different products, you're getting back your capital, $650 million US that you invested, and you still have the amount here. What are you talking about? It's a business I have running local and international. I want to bamboozle the Trinidad and Tobago heads? No, come better than that. Dr. Ali added that government previously met a 14% back pay at the cost of $6 billion, which was paid, and questioned if the government should do that again. Listen to what he said.
When we came into government, after the others gave away the $800 and something million, and the oil price was rocketing downwards to the bottom, we met a 14% back pay that cost us $6 billion. And we paid it. We borrowed the money and paid it. I want to ask a question. Are you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, telling the government to do the same thing again? Tell me.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
You see, I want to congratulate what happens today. You see, the people have a lot of power. They should not only protest this 2%, they should protest the government, our system of government, sir. That would be highly commendable. Look at the amount of people in this protest today. Should they keep up that momentum, this government bound to fall. It is not, you see, it is the government that is creating all these problems. So with the wine spend, why do they have to borrow? There's another way they could get this money, sir. Why don't, like when they bring in cars, with the exemption from all these taxes and duties and all these kind of things. Look at something again. Look at this new community center in Belmont. While it is commendable, when is it they're going to build, community center in the opposition constituency, sir? You have swimming pool all in the PNM constituency. You see, this is what you call discrimination, which makes this government unfit, and the people have the power in their hand. Unite like it is done today and let this government go. Join today. Don't forget the atrocities that this government has perpetrated against its citizens. These are heinous crimes, sir, and it is time. I want to commend them strongly. Keep that going until this government demit office. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. I always say, let me tell you something. I'm not against PNM in power, And I always say that. I'm not against them in power, I'm not against the opposition coming and winning the election, which is the UNC, I'm not against nobody in power, Because I will tell you something, the position I hold in society, I don't just meet ministers in Trinidad, I meet them outside of Trinidad also. Not just in Trinidad. I am a public figure in Trinidad and outside of Trinidad and Tobago. But just I don't broadcast it out. Because of the fact that I like to be humble and like to do things privately. God said, when you do things and when you give charity in private, He does reward you largely. I'm going to tell you something. I just do spiritual work. For the last 4 years, Trinidad and Tobago knows that. You know the kind of people is becoming mind me. You don't have to leave Trinidad to go down like Leketo and Tobago, No. You just have to call 339-1670. Hello, this is Saieed. Good day. Saieed, give you a location. We're right in Caroni Savannah within Shogunas. You'll see a big 3-story brown building with tile front. You don't have to leave Trinidad to go Leketo and Tobago. Leketo and Caroni Savannah within Shogunas. Because I see the same kind of people had down in Leketo, in Tobago. So here it is. Rowley, he also stated that because of the increase in revenue from oil and gas as resulted in the Russia-Ukraine war, the government had earned $4 billion in additional revenue. However, out of that, after paying debts or debits and expense, he said, there is just over $1 billion left. Prime Minister noted that he was listening to the cry of the public servant and agreed that they deserve more. However, he said, people have to remember that the government priority was to save jobs. Listen to Keith.
We have to give the public servants a reasonable offer because we don't need anybody to tell us. The pressure that the people in this country, like public servants and others, have been under, it is we who said that we will not go to the IMF. We will stay here in this country and prescribe our own medicine, giving us the opportunity to do what no IMF program will allow us to do. We have not laid off a single public servant who is gazetted as a public servant in this country. Because we have said, first objective, keep your job. Second objective, at the end of the month, have the money to pay you. And third objective, as soon as we are able to, we'll improve your earning capacity. I said, let us not overreact. Let us not get carried away. I see somebody in the editorial saying, that is not enough. I didn't say that was enough. That was my opener.
So I wonder if Keith could answer why they didn't go IMF. You know where they went, Trinidad and Tobago? They went in China. Come now, man. Pandemic was just a couple months back. How much million US they take in China? Okay. How much millions of US they took in China? Why didn't they go to the IMF? Because the rating's bad. Otherwise they would have gone IMF. IMF lending the world money. Any country can go to IMF and get money. Why we are gone? Why we didn't go? Huh? But they went China instead. Previously, listen, he talking about saving jobs. 5,000 jobs gone in Petrotrin because of bad management. Petrotrin could have been making money, you know, instead of Heritage Petroleum, you know. All I feel is joke. I know I telling earlier. The refinery at Petrotrin could have been making money. Just like Heritage making big money, Petroleum, the refinery could have been doing the same thing. But when A went to block for B, what do you expect? And then my partner there, and me and he good, and he just give me money. What do you expect? Huh? It's have some mess I could bust for you. Let me tell you something. Hey, Trinidad. All you're good, you know. All you're good. But I just want the administration to understand, as long as Saieed Ali have health and strength, and as God is protecting Saieed, I will come here Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday and tell Allah the truth. So here what Keith say. Previously in 2016, the PM threatened that if the government was to issue back pay to workers, then it would result to many public sector losing their jobs. Allah forget that. Here we have to say. Let me remind all you.
We paid, what, $3 billion this year in back pay? And as we're looking towards 2017, he tells me we owe $3.5 to $4 billion more in back pay. And that's a contract between the government and its workers. It's a contract. And the people who are contracted in that way to get his back pay, they're coming outside the Prime Minister's office every week and they're shouting at me in case I have it in my pocket to give them. Well, let me tell them tonight, many of you who enjoy that back pay, who's shouting for that back pay, you may get the back pay and lose your job. Because when the country cannot pay, having paid the back pay, it is your job that is in danger. And that would be a gift from Kamla Prasad Bisesa.
How many months ago did the entire cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago got a pay increase? How many months ago? You see, I go tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Only them alone know. You see that group of people, 41 MPs, only them alone know about money. Only them alone knows about money. The rest of the country ain't know about money. And you know why I say that? Because we just take everything sitting down. I just spend over $1 million a year to run this Real Talk production. You know why? To educate you, the citizens. So when you hear the pelting boulders fall you to swallow, catch it and pelt it back at them and tell them, no, we're not taking that. All you're eating chicken, we want chicken. Let me tell you something. The country don't have itself in jeopardy, you know. The country is not losing revenue, you know. The revenue that the country's made, it has been bad managed. Helter-skelter spending. Excess spending. Money not going where it's supposed to go. What do you expect? What do you expect? Huh? If we have bad management in office, what do you expect? The government can't back pay to the public servant, but they increase revenue to the CPO's office. Let's talk now. Let's talk now. All remember the Sandals project that was going in Tobago? All remember that? How many of you remember that? $1 billion was going into that project from Trinidad and Tobago. Where that $1 billion went? Could some member of the cabinet, PNM administration, could they come out and say where that $1 billion went? Let's talk now. And then all over they say, oh Saeed, you're always bashing PNM. No, me, I'm bashing PNM. I'm trying to get you to live a better life. That's what I'm trying to do. So you could get a better life. You could get cheaper groceries. You could get cheaper service. You might get cheaper tire on the road. You might get the pothole that have young one in your community. You might get the road fixed for you to run your whole car on. So it's not about bashing administration. It's about getting them to be responsible. It's about getting them to hold them accountable for their action. So Saeed, how you bashing Rowley so? Rowley eating chicken, you eating boulders. You grinding boulders in a mill and making tea? You drinking boulders tea? Why them drinking chocolate tea? No, and at the end of 5 months, you're going to take your finger and stick it in and put it back to PNM. For the next 5 years now, are drinking boulders tea. And who you want to blame, Saeed? No, Saeed wants you to drink chocolate tea just like them drinking chocolate tea. It's not about race and religion, you know. It's having them being held accountable. How much y'all get pension? How much y'all get increase in pension? Ask the Prime Minister how much they increase his pension benefit by. And then tell me who's your friend. Oh, Saeed, them is ministers. Really? That's they go to the side, them is ministers. They're supposed to make sure you drink chocolate tea while they drink chocolate tea. No, they're making sure you drink boulders tea while they drink chocolate tea. And then you want to say, Saeed, you're bashing. No, don't come around me with that nonsense. Don't come around me with that nonsense, because you the same one could be calling Saeed live on television. Saeed, you might have a big hole in front of my house and a fed up complaint. That's why they say, you know. A man asked me, he said, Saeed, why you don't run ad on the program, boy? I said, you want to run ad? He said, no. I said, because if you run ad, you go tell me what to say on my program, and I go take back your money and I go slam it in your chest. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that he will not fire Youth Development Minister Foster Cummins over allegation of fraudulent documents or fraudulent land deals and the depositing of $4 million in a credit union. All right, Keith, nobody has to fire the man. Nobody has to fire the man. But what I want you to do is to take the special branch report serious. What I want you to do, Keith, is every policing department in Trinidad and Tobago doing an investigation on Cummins. I want you to take it serious. I say fire him. Saeed never say fire him. The country never say fire him. It's just that when the various security divisions in Trinidad and Tobago conduct their investigations and what they find, we hope you could act on it. And you was defending Marlene McDonough. Oh, Saeed, who tell you to say that? Where's Marlene today? And you was defending Marlene? Oh God, Marlene. She innocent, she this, she that, she the next. Until they end up in court with that charge. We don't hear about them again. So I just want you to understand, Keith. Saeed never say fire him. The country never say fire him. We just want you to honor the special team, police team that do their report. We just want you to honor the report. That's all. And you said nobody's above the law. Even Marlene too. Whoops. Who tell you say that, Saeed? One of them went into a bank with $100,000. Whoops, Saeed, don't say that. Rowley stated that the PNM was built on sound principle and morals, while the opposition was desperate and angry. And we have a zipline in Tobago that Tobagonians never see yet? How much money spent on that? Oh God, Keith! Oh God, the PNM was built on sound principle. That would have been a sound zipline. You're going down on that zipline and you only hear zoo. That's what they call a sound. Where is the zipline? Have any Tobagonians seen the zipline? But I will tell you something, was sound and solid cash that was spent on the zipline that never existed in Tobago. Keith, come again. Come again. He said that a number of Passad Bissessa associates had serious difficulty with the law, and when a special investigator was sworn in to pursue white-collar crime, it caused panic in the UNC. Listen to Keith.
The opposition leader knows that a significant number of her members and associates have not the allegations, have serious difficulty with the law in Trinidad and Tobago. You have one attorney general before the court. You're on bail. He is the advisor while you're on bail. Another one close, also on bail. Police seriously talking to a number of them. So what they're trying to do is to give the impression, well, since they could not live out the fact that, you remember the story? Nothing happening. 2 weeks ago, I think it was, a high-priced lawyer, a specialist investigator, who was sworn in as a SRP in the police service in Trinidad and Tobago to pursue white-collar crime, came to Trinidad and Tobago to continue her work with the police. And there was panic in the UNC camp.
Hola, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed.
To you, my friend.
Well, right now, Foster, I don't know if he coming or he going, but I got to tell you something, Mr. Foster. Your day coming in court. Get your clothes ready. And the next thing, Fitzgerald Hines is now complaining, and he's appalled by the brazen killing of that guy in, I think it's in Arima, where he got 5 shots. And they stole his gold chain. He's worried now. Now he's worried. But remember, recently he said that our safety is not his priority.
Correct.
It is the priority of the agencies involved. And the guy with the chow, he gets 7 charges. The policeman who was driving west on the northbound lane, how much charges did he get? And one more thing, I want to remind Rowley. Do not take the special branch, Keith. Don't take the special branch. These are the people protecting you behind. Don't forget what happened to Indira Gandhi, her own personal bodyguard, caused her demise. All the best. Have a good evening.
Thank you, my friend. The PM added that the opposition leader went from accusing Faris Al-Rawi to Foster, as well as accusing him of doing nothing wrong. Listen to this.
So it was Faris, then it was Stewart, now it's Foster. So as I'm passing in front of the radio, she went straight from Faris to Foster. Foster must go. Foster must go. And the Prime Minister is accused of doing nothing. These are her words. The Prime Minister sidesteps the issues of firing these three people. The first issue was money deposited in our account. Money deposited into an account of a credit union. Okay, that's a fact. And of course, if money is deposited and the government watching agency sees money is deposited and want to know what is the meaning of this, they go and ask questions about it.
Hear us now. He stated that Cummings was also accused of land fraud, which he brought from HGC, and added that the opposition leader has scandalized Cummings' name by misleading the country. Listen to this.
I asked the minister, what is this about? Bring me the evidence of your involvement here. And he does so, and he brings it to me, and I look at it, and I realize once again, Kamla Prasad Bisesa is making a horse's rear end of herself. Nothing for me to do. Then that didn't stick. 2 years later, it's again another one. He has 3 pieces of HTC land that he has grabbed. I said, what is this about? Let me see. Comes, fact. Bought 1 from HTC, bought 2 from people who own HTC houses that belong to them. 1 + 2 is 3. He must go. He must go because Kamla says so. Because she says so. But I simply want to tell you all the hypocrisy drips like green bile, you know.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I will tell you something. There will always be talks from the present administration to the opposition. It will always go bim bam, bim bam, bim bam, Motanjaf. It will always go like that. That is why I do fight up with them. I will hold them accountable and responsible for the service they have to provide for Trinidad and Tobago. That is my thing. But at the same time, officers of the TTPS have asked the law courts for information from FCB Bank and 10 other entities as a pro-payment to companies formerly linked to Minister of Youth Development and National Service, Foster Cummings. The police filed production court order for 11 entities, including the formerly Cummings linked company of Cummings and Associate Limited, Pascal Service Limited, and Rivulet Investment Group Limited. The report alleged that the account of Foster Cummings held at the credit union, was credited with $4,411,464. It also said that these funds represent payment for works carried out by Pascal Service Limited, Cummings and Associate, and Rivulet Investment Group. So viewers, we will bring more of this information as it comes to us. My job is to bring the news to you. The Prime Minister and his cabinet, the opposition and their cabinet, they will always have stones thrown back and forth. But there's the reality of the investigation from TTPS and various divisions of TTPS is they are the ones who have to reveal the truth about ministers or white-collar crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Only the various TTPS services can release those information and charge individuals once their intelligence leads to documents, and documents is evidence, and with evidence you go to the court. I couldn't say it better than that. Caller, good night.
Saieed, good night.
Go right ahead.
Saieed, 50 million went to the hoteliers in Tobago, and what they do, vote them out. Saieed, everybody up in Parliament driving Prado and Mercedes-Benz.
Correct.
The CMO, all of them, everybody living large. And what we driving here, 80 wagon. Some of us have to give up our vehicles to the banks because we can't afford to pay our bank loan. We can't afford to pay our house loan. I wonder if we're only seeing that all of them loans up inside they paid. Opposition and present government.
Correct.
Nobody going against nobody up in there. So when he want to play bashing Kamala, what Kamala do him? Kamala is an educated, qualified, highly qualified woman. What he don't like woman or what? Eh? Every time you have to be bashing the woman like that, have some respect for the female race. You understand? It's time he act as a man and stop that dirty behavior as a prime minister. And treat people in the country with respect. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. You see, I gotta tell you something. Being a minister, you just have to take responsible of the people you have in office. Because I gotta tell you something. The people that you have in office, they could break down your name, Mr. PM. I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand that. I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand that. You could be a prime minister, you could be a business owner, and I will tell you something. Workers could break down your name. People who working next to the PNM could break down the PM name. People who working next to Foster Cummins in his administration could break down his name. People who working next to Kamala in her administration could break down her name. Terence Diasin could get a bad name because officers, members of his cabinet, under his portfolio, when they're supposed to make sure, hey, the pharmacy missing that, put in an order. The minister could be like, oh, put in the order. Well, no, we have put it in yet next week, and you're supposed to do it 2 months back. That would cause a breakdown in ministership and cause minister to get bad name. I'm a public figure out here. I know how the thing is run. I know how the thing is run. That's what I say to the ministers and them. Let me tell you something. You're holding office. Make sure those under you carry out the duties that they're supposed to. I'm not just talking on my behalf as a businessman. You know. I'm talking about everybody in powerful position like myself. Make sure they carry out their duties. How do you think we have so much a bad road in Trinidad and Tobago? There are people who are supposed to be checking up on the status of the roads. There are people who are supposed to make sure that when they hear a paving done, it's done up to specs. But when them are doing their work, and the man on top of them now air pass and check it, and the man who on top of that man now air pass and check it, and the news go back to Rohan, well, you know, we paved 10,000 kilos for today. Rohan coming up on TV and say, well, you know, we paved 10,000 kilos today, but what kind of quality they get? What kind of quality they get? And so it goes on. That's why this come here now and load up ministers, because you have to load up the people that is under you to make sure Trinidad and Tobago get proper service. Nobody will tell the Prime Minister to fire Cummins. No. But honor the report that is coming out of TTPS, because they are the same one that the TTPS is protecting the government. And when they bring a report to you, you're so big you can't honor that. But when something happens around you, who you calling? You know what TTPS are in the area? That's the first thing. That's the first thing. But you see now, the PM stated that the contract document had clause that protected the country against bankruptcy. We're talking about the OAS here now, eh? The clause that protected the country against bankruptcy. And there was one clause which said, in a contract that was granted to OAS, goes bankrupt. Listen to what the Prime Minister is saying, and I will explain something to all you.
The contract documents had clauses in it that protected against that kind of eventuality. There was one clause, was clause 15(2)(e) in the contract, which said that if the contractor is insolvent or goes bankrupt, the bonds that the contractor put up to bond the contract is callable by the state. In other words, the state can protect itself and recover the money because the contractor has gone bankrupt on the state's job. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, they did something which allowed the contractor to go away with the bonds.
Dr. Saieed is calling on Commissioner of Police McDonald Jacob to investigate who signed and added men to the OAS contract, which allowed a firm to walk away with almost $1 billion. $1 billion. Dr. Ali launched an attack against opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa by saying 3 days before the UNC lost the 2015 election, and was added to OAS contract with the National Infrastructure Development Corporation, that is NIDCO, which robbed the country of money when the Brazilian firm went bankrupt. He said when the PNM won the election on September 7, 2015, they went to court and argued that the behavior was not reasonable action, and it was agreed that the government should get the bond. However, he added that the total sum of $126 million, that is 852 million TT, is being owed to the contractor. Listen to this.
We went to court and argued with the court that this behavior of our government was not a reasonable action, and what we are dealing with here is an attempt to defraud the state of a substantial amount of money. The court agreed, and agreed in our favor that we should get the bonds, encash them, and use the money on the project. That is how the Point 14 highway is being built going on there. Because of that situation, the court gave us the money. The arbitrator has taken it back. And we now owe the contractor $852 million US. Sorry, TT dollars, TT. Sorry, 127 million US, which is 852 million TT dollars.
Dr. Rowley said that this should be a police matter and call on the Acting Commissioner of Police, McDonald Jacob, to determine under whose hand this travish took place. Listen to this.
I want the Commissioner of Police to go into NIDCO, and the minister responsible for NIDCO is the Minister of Works and Transport. He is hereby instructed to instruct NIDCO to cooperate with the police officers so the country can determine under whose hand and under whose direction this travesty took place. You could imagine what we could do with $852 million.
So now, viewers, the PM wants McDonald Jacob to investigate that matter, right? And the PM also called on Jacob to find out under whose authority that clause was removed, because he has been raising the matter for years and the UNC never responded. Listen to this.
I call on the Commissioner of Police. I call on the Commissioner of Police tonight to go into NIDCO and find out by what authority and under whose authority that clause was removed. I have been raising this matter for years, and nobody in the UNC will ever respond whenever I raise it. Well, the matter has now come to this. They're calling people to come out and march because public servants can't get this and they can't get that. And everything in the country, every day they have some complaint about something. What can we do with $852 million?
So now, viewers, the Prime Minister is calling on McDonald Jacob, the Acting Commissioner of Police, to investigate all this concerning the OAS matter. That is concerning the highway. The Prime Minister wants to know all details about this matter. Who put it there? Who had the power to remove it? Who removed it? What caused a big delay and money to be taken from the Treasury? It is the simplest way now to understand that just how the Prime Minister wants McDonald Jacob to investigate this matter, and he would honor the investigations. It is the same way now the UNC wants the Prime Minister to honor the investigation that one of his his colleague, Foster Common, is being investigated by various TTPS departments. It is the same way now that they want Keith to honor the reports from TTPS. You see, I will tell you something. You cannot play bim for bam. It wouldn't work. Do so and like so. So Keith, now, if you want McDonald Jacob to do an investigation into the OAS matter, and you would honor whatever evidence that is found by TTPS, it is the same way you have to honor whatever evidence that is found by TTPS against Foster Common, I should say. It's a vice versa. It's a give and a take. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. I absolutely saw nothing wrong with that. Because TTPS is the legal matters. They ask the court for information from FCB. You see, TTPS have to go through legal channels. There are protocols to follow. And just how the Prime Minister wants to investigate OAS, and he's calling on the commissioner, the acting commissioner, Jacob. Nothing's wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with investigating OAS. Nothing wrong with that. You want the commissioner to lead the investigation? No problem. But just how you want to honor this report by the commissioner, you should honor the one that TTPS is getting against a colleague. You see, when you want to be fair, you have to be fair across the board. And Saieed not going to give a jacket where the jack ain't fitting the person who wearing it. The jacket ain't fitting the person who wearing it. In other words, give jackets jackets. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but I just want to remind you, viewers, that Monday, the 30th of May, we will not have any live show. There will be a rerun of our Friday night program on Monday from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. Our office will be closed. We will be here on Tuesday. My two business, Central and South, will be closed on that day. It's a public holiday. I just want to remind you, I'm a licensed money lender. You're looking for quick cash, you're looking for money borrow, you have security, you have collateral, it's not a problem. Apart from that, remember, Realtor group of companies, they seize a Porsche. It's now doing 27,000 kilos. It's a repossessed vehicle. Those of you who are interested in it, is 300,000. The company just want back their money. That's all. And you could have a Porsche in top condition. We're out of time for tonight, viewers. But nevertheless, we're going to see you right here on Tuesday, the 2nd of June from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. live. Until we meet again, good night.